Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L, and today I want to talk to you about High School DxD. Great. The new High School DxD season has started, and what I want to do with this video, I want to inform you, the viewer, if you are a High School DxD fan, if you watched the anime the previous seasons, this concerns you. You need to know exactly what's going on with this episode of High School DxD Hero. You need to know what's going on and how to best get into this episode, because Hero is doing something that's pretty spectacular. It doesn't happen very often when it comes to anime. There's a few notable exceptions in the past, but this is pretty hilarious with what they had to do for this episode. What ultimately ends up happening is that High School DxD Hero has retconned a lot of, the final moments of High School DxD Born. Alright, so we're going to talk about that in the video, and yeah, we're just going to go through a little bit of the episode. One very quick thing that I want to put out to the followers of the channel though, if you want me to cover this series on the channel, just let me know in the comments down below. I am going to be watching it. I'm a long-time High School DxD fan. I stopped reading at around volume 18. My memories of the light novels are compromised, but I know the general scheme of things. And then if there's by any chance any new viewer that's wondering about High School DxD and you're on this video, I will tell you right now, High School DxD is not for everyone. If you like, let's see, if I cover Shokugeki no Soma on the channel. If you like Shokugeki no Soma and you can handle that level of raunchiness, High School DxD is about one step above that when it comes to its raunchiness, so you could probably also deal with High School DxD. It's definitely not for everyone. I would recommend checking out the first season and seeing if you like it there. If you're okay with Game of Thrones level of nudity, you'll probably be okay with High School DxD, although High School DxD's nudity is much lighter and comical in a sense. Okay, so those are the first few messages I needed to put out there. Anyway, let's get into the video. 2-minute mark, here we go. So what High School DxD ended up doing, this is episode 0 of Hero. I know that maybe some of the anime sites might be putting it up as episode 1. Heck, even AniChart is listing it, I think, as episode 1. But this is episode 0. The reason it's episode 0 is because it covers a lot of the events of what happened in episode 9 of High School DxD Born. So here's what happens. This episode picks up right from episode 8 of High School DxD Born. That's where you are going to be jumping on from that season to this season. That's the jump off point. Episode 9 of High School DxD Born compared to this episode, there are a few changes across the two episodes 9 and this episode 0 though. And the changes are, well, I think they're better for you as a fan to witness this episode. But what it ultimately does is that High School DxD Born was moving towards a conclusion that ended with Rias becoming the final boss for that season. High School DxD Hero is doing away with that because that has no place in the High School DxD storyline. So, just very quickly, I'm going to list out some of the differences that we had in the episode. So, the biggest change is that Irina, sorry, my name's got me messed up here. Irina got more involved, and there was a new method introduced into stopping Issei's rampage in the Juggernaut Drive. That was the boob method, the boob song, the Opie Dragon song. This was good. I think that Born mentioned something about the Opie Dragon in its final episodes as well. But for this one, the conclusion is Issei was ultimately saved by his life as the Opie Dragon. And guys, when you see the little kid dancing around a man singing about loving boobs, you have to also remember they're devils, their morals are a bit more compromised. You could rationalize it as that, but no. I really enjoyed this because this is one of the more funny aspects of High School DxD. Issei has a life as the Opie Dragon, and using this to just show how much of a big deal that identity means to him. Because the Opie Dragon is what they use later on in the series to, or the Opie Dragon is such a big deal later on in the series when it came to the school, or I think it was, yeah, the high school, the primary school for young devils, so that they can participate in ranking games. Issei's identity as the Opie Dragon is a big deal for his place in the House Gremory, and also his place in the world of the devils. So seeing that it was used here to save him, that was worth it, right? So a lot of what episode 9, or sorry, episodes, geez, so many episode titles. A lot of what episode 0 of Hero did is that it brought in a lot of the elements of High School DxD in faster, and it added more weight to them. There's automatically more weight to Issei's life as the Opie Dragon, or his identity as the Opie Dragon, when it's being used to save him. Similarly, there's a lot more weight being added to Jesus, so many names. There's a lot more weight being added to Rias's chest in this one, right? Because this is where Issei just manages to poke the right spot and he comes back to normal. You see cooldown hugs in other series. In this one, nah, you get the cooldown poke. Anyway, with that, Rias gets her title, the Switch Princess. So overall, like, there's these little changes that are just paying more homage to the material than what we got with the original episode 9. There we go. Other changes that we got, a lot of the fights were downplayed. The valley fight, or the valley fight was downplayed. There was also more aggressiveness when it came to ripping arms off of the enemy that Issei was fighting off of, Beelzebub. I think that was, or Shalba, whatever his name was. It was way more aggressive with the arm rips. Like, there were some sequences where the animation for the fight seemed way nicer, like, it seemed more fluid, but there were equally some sequences that just got kind of botched compared to the other episode. This episode also gave us way more, well, it gave us funnier lines, like, have faith in your nipples. That's an hilarious line. And another line being, did Rias's boobs just activate Issei? And it's like, yeah, it did. It was hilarious. So, you know, it's an interesting situation that we have between the two series. I think what people are saying, like, online is that you could really take the events of episode 0 as being canon, and then you can just kind of substitute some of the prettier moments from episode 9 of Born to, you know, in your head. So really what you ultimately end up with is that you have a hybrid of episode 9 from Born, and you have this episode 0 being mixed together when it comes to how you should, I guess, enjoy High School DxD. Anyway, if you are a new viewer, like, I highly recommend this just to save yourself the time. If you are going through the seasons, just watch the first High School DxD, watch the second season, Born, and only go up to episode 9 in that season, then make the jump to this one. Don't complete Born. Born is useless now. Episode 10, 11, 12, and if there was a 13, those episodes are worthless. No point going into them. The final thing that this episode introduced is that we got the ship for Issei and Asya reinstated. It had a more satisfying culmination to it, and then we also had the hero faction being introduced at the end. So cool stuff all around. High School DxD is back, and that'll be pretty cool. So again, guys, this was a quick video just to, like, walk through the changes. It's pretty novel what ultimately happens here. This studio picked it up and they had to fix the ending, because that ending just doesn't work for, like, the other parts of the High School DxD storyline. So I really enjoy this, and it's hilarious to see a studio overwrite what another studio has done. I wonder if there's any kind of respect involved in that, like any kind of respect play. One of the final things I want to talk about for this new series are the character designs. Because one of the bigger changes are the character designs. Like, some of them I think are more pronounced. Like, you look at Valley's character design compared to the other two, you can see where the real differences are. Like, I have a note here. Like, for me, the character designs are looking fluffier and softer, and the color palette is lighter. So that's how I'm seeing it. And I look at Valley, he's my biggest example, but I was also, like, looking at other characters like Rias, and I know that a lot of people are complaining about it. They say that Rias, this new Rias, is like a cosplay Rias. You know, that's, like, the thing is, I don't really mind character designs. Like, one thing I've gotten used to are the light novel characters. Sometimes they just won't look the same across adaptations. It's just something that happens. So, like, if we play the comparison game real quick here, here's original Rias. Like, the thing is, the original character designs are way sharper, and the sharpness makes it look good in conjunction with the darker color palette. This is the new Rias, and then this is the Rias that's on the volume covers, right? Like, you can see, like, the Rias on the volume covers shares some similarities with the Rias that we currently have. And heck, even across volume covers, things get kind of weird. Like, if we have this Rias on this volume cover, then you go to this volume cover Rias looks way more like the Rias from the previous seasons. And it's just like an issue of the sharpness of the lines, I think. But anyway, the overall look for the characters, I'm okay with it. I think it's cool. I think it's fine. I'll get used to it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. Guys, let me know what you think about the new art style, if it's going to be a detraction for you. But yeah, High School DxD is back. This is a very quick introduction video. It's one of my favorite series. And yeah, guys, if you want more videos for High School DxD, I will make them, right? Just let me know down below, this is really an issue of seeing how much of the audience is actually interested in this content. As of this point right now, I'm only aware of one hardcore DxD fan that I know from the live streams. So let me know down below. If I get more than 3 comments saying like, hey, do this, I will take that as a sign and I will go hardcore into High School DxD again. But yeah, let me know. Until next time, I hope you have an absolutely great day. Because I have. Because, like, man, I'm pretty excited to have a High School DxD back. When it comes to an adaptation that could potentially get all its seasons done, High School DxD, I'm so sure